So let's get started with who you are. So I have Tiger. I'm calling you Tiger, and we have White Seed, which I cannot wait to talk about your nickname there, and Saturnalia, all the way from Milan, which fascinates me. How the hell did you guys meet, and how do you guys play? Because you guys didn't get started until early last year, right? 2020.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet and decide, oh, we're gonna just form this band and play when one of you is like 9,000 miles away?
Well, White and I met at the Surfer Joe Livorno at the Messer Chops concert.
So you guys met under the influence of music and legends. Oh my God. So, but where did you come in, Saturnalia? Where did you find? So you were there too?
Yeah, I met them in Surfer Joe Summer Festival. So we all met there.
That's dope. So you guys are like,
right there.
You connected well enough to say, hey, let's start a band. Like, how did you guys give birth to the Mysterics meeting at?
But me and Tiger Girl meet Francesca in Livorno and talk with the girl. And after I see, after 2 weeks in the festival beat, and try to understand to make a new band, because I know Francesca played the guitar, I love surf, and the band start after this, very rapid, start work very hard. But after arrived the pandemic and block, because we are ready to play live, to recording, but this pandemic block for the concert, but continue to recording our first single.
How did you guys decide? Okay, so what I'm learning a lot too is I go through a lot of bands' Instagrams because I'm a creep. And I love looking at, and I wouldn't say love, but what I'm trying to highlight is what happened between February 2020 and then devastating March. Were you guys in New York when the pandemic hit, or were you elsewhere in the world?
No, we are in Italy when arrived the pandemic.
Oh man, okay, so you guys were all together basically, but not together because the pandemic, and it hit hard. The whole world knows that Italy got hit the hardest, and right at the beginning. So where are you guys now?
We are in Brooklyn. Me and
You're in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And what's the appeal about Brooklyn? And you're in Milan still, right, Francesca?
Yeah. Yes.
So how do you guys manage between New York and Brooklyn?
Sure, now is a little time of pause, little break in this time for reci, possible in June, when possible restart to play. Now no have sense for make nothing, because don't know nothing for the future, but we have finished too long process for the recording and the master, and now can have some amount of relax.
Just to relax a little bit.
Before release the single, yeah.
Did you want to play here in the US first, or do you want to go to Italy and play?
US is better, sure.
And it's funny, I'm noticing too, because I've actually been speaking with Marco from Clone Culture and Tragic Vision, or upcoming Tragic Vision, I should say. And I love the appeal, the surf music appeal from all over the world. And I'm like, and I live in California and don't know how to surf. I love going to the beach, but I love surf music too. So it's really funny because I'm like the one here who's doing all this PR and trying to highlight the people that I'm really into, and I don't know how to surf for shit. Do you guys know how to surf?
Only with my guitar. That's the only kind of surf I can do.
I love that answer, like surf with my guitar. How long, Francesca, have you been playing guitar? And tell me about your influences in surf music, especially.
Oh, that's a good question. Then I started playing guitar when I was like 11 years old, maybe. Something like that. I had to have a break for a couple of years and then restart again. So it's a few years I'm playing the guitar, and I have so many influences, if I have to be honest. And lately I've been discovering like Turkish and something like the Armenian and Turkish kind of sound, which is
Ooh.
how can I say that? Like it's like a punch in the face, like the kind of sound it has. And I like to think that I like that kind of sound because I have ancient origins in Armenia and Lebanon. So that's kind of interesting to me as well.
I like that. It's going to be interesting. It's to make you guys even more unique. I love that. Now, what about you, White Seed and Tiger? How long have you guys been playing? Were you in any bands before the Mysterics? Mysterics. I'm already getting buzzed.
No, the Mysterics is my first band, and I've been playing the bass for 2 years.
Oh my God, you're like such a rookie, and I love it. You're telling me, I thought you had years and years and years of playing. Are you serious? Only 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's sick. I love it.
Yeah. Our first show was supposed to be March 14th of what, from like 2019, 2020? When was it? 2020.
2019.
Yeah, in Milan. And that was the day the Prime Minister released a decree and put all of Italy on lockdown, I think. So we never got to play our first show.
Fuck. And what about you, White Seed? How long have you been playing?
Yeah, me are a little more old of the Tiger and Saturnalia, and I play many years. I start very teenager. I'm 42 years old. I have many bands in the past.
That's hot. I'm sorry. I'm more impressed. I'm not more impressed, but I'm just like astounded at 2 years of playing bass. And this is your first band. This is for life. Are you getting a tattoo?
He's a very good teacher. He's a very good teacher. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Make me turn red. And you're patient and kind.
We make a very good work in these 2 years. Very good.
It's a good threesome, huh?
Very hard, very hard.
I love it. Good threesome. Now, you mentioned March 14th with the pandemic. I share this story a lot because it proves how affected even us fans were, when our bands were told, no, there's no more playing. There's this uncertain future. Tours were canceled. Your first show, like how heartbreaking was that? And then how did you actually, before I tell my story, how would you describe how you felt? Like, did you want to give up? Were you just like, fuck it? Or were you like, I'll just keep playing? How did you actually feel on March 14th when it was done? So that was the day you were supposed to play.
Yeah.
Man.
It was a major bummer. But I mean, given the circumstances, we were very unsure. We were not sure. I was flying back and forth from New York to Milan, and like, I'm like, we're gonna have a show. Do I need to be in Milan for the show? Are we gonna not? What's happening? But it was what it was. They put the Lombardy region in the red zone. They red zoned right. Fry, I don't know. Are you in the Lombardy region?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were red zoned.
Man.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Now, but Francesca, you've played shows before too. So how did you feel?
No, I've never played before.
Oh, you haven't played. Okay, so this was your first show too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And my first band too.
Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. Here's a big thank you for actually sticking through, because you guys still released another song, and I'll get into that in a moment. I just know, as a fan, from a fan perspective, I collapsed on my stairs when I found out what had happened. Was I was supposed to celebrate my 40th birthday and go crazy. Like, I was going like crazy. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was going to see Three Teeth, which is an industrial band who actually came, like, one of their last shows was in Italy, and they made it through the European tour. They came home. They had like 2 weeks to rest, and for March 13th was supposed to be the day that they started their US tour. And perfect, because that's like, that was my favorite band at the time. Well, they're still kind of my favorite. But I was supposed to kick off my birthday in a mosh pit at a Three Teeth concert. And then once March 12th came along, that's when California started shutting everything down, when they closed Disney down. Okay. I was like, when Disney's closed, the world is over. Nothing's
it's-
gonna be open. Like when Disneyland shuts down, shit is bad. And that's when I started realizing like, fuck, this is bad. And then like an hour later, I was like, please, I don't care. I just want to see Three Teeth really bad. It's just one more day. Nope. An hour later, they canceled the show. And I collapsed on my stairs and I was crying and I was like, oh my God. And I'm just the fan, like, but then it afforded so many opportunities and it makes me wonder, would I have met you? Would I have talked to, been able to have this conversation with you guys? Would have our stars aligned? So I kind of like looking at the positive of, March of 2020, but I will tell you, I have PTSD and I never want to celebrate a birthday again. Because on my actual birthday, March 19th is when California locked down, that's when it was like done deal. Nothing's happening. I was pissed, but I got my cake. So that's cool.
Well, if we play West Coast, when we play the West Coast, and where are you on the West Coast?
I'm 40 miles east of LA for now. I'm actually moving to Oregon in May. So,
okay.
But I will have to be in California a lot.
So hopefully when we play the West Coast, it'll line up around your birthday and then you can be our special guest.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. Are you sure you want that? Do you guys know how like ridiculous I am when I get excited?
We love
I take my clothes off.
Well, you don't know us yet. So
and let's get into that. What I love here is when I first found you guys, when Josh was like, here, let's look at all the bands. I'm like, cool. Whoa, that's more of my speed. And like I told Josh, I'm more into the creepier and obviously sexually charged groups. And he's like, that's fine. I go, so sorry if I can't highlight all of them, but I'm like, sorry, but I do want the creature preachers, Girl Over Plan, and especially the Mysterics, all of my shit. Okay. So speaking of that, I'm cracking up. I just started, I'm not going to get into that. I'm laughing because the description that Josh put on Altered State of Reverb's website for you is fetishist for intro surf. Let's talk about it. What is the sexual inspiration behind the band? Give it to me, all of it, because I like it.
Very passionate of surf, very for the instrumental surf, very passionate, very. And when I meet me and Tiger Girl meet Saturnalia, understand have the same passion for the
good vibration.
Good vibration.
It's actually like a fetish for the reverb and for surf music, like yes.
Oh, so you guys are making it sexy. It's a fetish. I love it. I love it. Now, White Seed, the first thing my dirty mind thinks of is your stage name what I think it is?
If you think for the male member, yeah.
I love when I'm right.
but it's many things because it's a joke of word because the Seeds is my favorite band.
That makes sense.
And when I stay young, me every time it's very white in the face, very white, and many person call me in Italy white, and I use this name for this. But it's many things.
I want to see a little sperm on the next album cover, just for you.
With a cover.
Just on the cover with a little smiling face, like, hi.
A surfing sperm.
Yes. I'm gonna write that down.
Oh, can I put inside a little sperm in the vinyl print? I want to make a print.
That would be sexy. So then it spins too. Like
I'm writing this down. The band Kiss in the 70s make a pressed vinyl with the blood, a little blood.
That's hot. That is hot. Are we allowed to talk about the vinyl? Sperm record.
Yeah.
Sperm vinyl. Surfing White Seed is what I'm putting with blood on the vinyl. On vinyl. And so then, of course, I was listening to you guys back during the spooky season. And wait, where did my notes go? There they are. So I was listening to you guys, and of course I'm just like getting all turned on, and I'm like, this is perfect because it reminds me a lot of like what the Cramps were about. And you know, just like fuck it, let's just party, have fun, drink beer. And then there's all the which I loved as well. So if you guys ever need more of that, I would love to get in on that.
We love the Cramps.
What's that? You love the Cramps?
Love the Cramps.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I miss Lux Interior so much. Did you know? Here's a fun fact, because I'm such a fan. In Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1992, at the beginning sequence where Gary Oldman, aka Dracula, is screaming like right before they cut to the credit or the opening title, that's Lux Interior screaming.
Oh.
Learned a horror fact today. Isn't that cool? I was like, what? He was on set, and that's not Gary Oldman going, yeah, it's fucking Lux, not Lex.
That's cool.
I'm still thinking of 3T.
Cool.
But I love sharing that fact because people don't have a clue that he was part of the film. So The Pleasure of Pain, let's talk about the inspiration. There's vocals. But what was like the appeal of Pleasure of Pain? And tell me about the cover art. Did you guys have a hand in that?
Saturnalia?
Yeah, we chose the image of Betty Page beating the masked girl, which is something I think you just need to watch it and to look at it, and you understand everything about the song. All right. And a little help came from Josh from Altered Reverb, who actually came out with the final version of the cover art. And what about the vocals? I don't know if we could keep it as a mystery so people can think, are we the two girls doing the laugh and the other girl crying?
It's or we not can, you guys?
I don't know.
Mysterics.
It's a mystery. I love it. So it's a mystery, you guys. It's always going to be that way. You're not going to get an answer. So here's what I love too. You partied way too hard last night. What was in that brew? You're awake fully. Where are you? Is this some kind of dungeon? Dungeon? Did I do that right? Got to work on my skills here. You hear footsteps, high-heeled boots. Who's laughing? Wait, the beer's already getting me. Who is laughing like that? What are they going to do to me? What if it's evil? What if it's weird? What if I like it? Fuck. Who wrote that?
Super.
Is this too a mystery?
No.
That is Josh.
No, it's Josh, right?
Okay, I can get with it. Damn, Josh. How did you guys come upon Josh with that smile of his? How did you guys find each other?
I think Josh contacted us. No, from Saturnalia is too?
Yeah, Josh contacted us
on Instagram, no?
Yeah, on Instagram. And he asked for some music from us. Where can he listen to something from us? So we just find him, and that's the start of everything you're seeing right now.
Oh, I love it. And that was about October-ish, wasn't it? Or was it earlier than that?
Earlier.
It was earlier in the year.
Yeah.
It was like summertime, I feel like. I'm looking at my little note here. Okay, cool. So The Pleasure of Pain, I'll go back to that. I might actually put that as, well, no, you guys aren't on Spotify yet. I'll have to ask Josh. I'm like, that would be really good for like my OnlyFans anthem. I might ask the lyrics because it asks for an anthem. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, okay. I'll
you have an OnlyFans.
I do. I just started one. I'm like, well, my oldest kids know, but the other ones, I don't want them. Then again, I'm like, fuck it. I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like,
freedom.
What if I might not have this body in 2 years. I mean, may as well just have fun with it now, right? So I thought it was pretty cool because even with some of the art that I'm doing, that I have people doing for me, I'm like, no, I'm really digging the surf tunes and I want to keep my shit creepy and pinup light. So add that to, I'll get with Josh on that. So working with Altered State of Reverb is fucking dope. How does it feel having a label?
This is a good opportunity for us, especially in this moment.
Oh yeah, without having played a show yet.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was telling Dusty this, because again, you guys are not alone in, you know, the devastation of the live shows. I was talking to the lead singer of Vision Video just last week, and you know, their stuff got canceled March 2, everything, and they're in the States, they're in Georgia, and everything got canceled. And the fact that live shows, everyone's wants to do, they missed the shows. Do you want to give us, well, you don't have the insight yet, you've got to feel that moment. So just imagine what's going to happen when you do get to play. It's going to be more, to me, I would assume it'll be more precious, you know, than more appreciated, I should say. And I think that a lot of independent bands are going to be the ones getting booked first, because, you know, I feel like you guys have your shit more together than the big labels do, you know, like you guys are it. It's independent music that's going to be at the forefront of this new musical revolution that I know is coming. You feel it, right? You know that there's a huge revolution coming, and it's all going to be based off of people who aren't tied to what I call slavery with big labels, because I think that they damage creativity. So I'm always imploring Josh, like, yeah, definitely grow, but also don't lose sight of the talent, the music, the fans, the merchandise. So with that, with the vinyl, are we allowed to give any secrets out? I mean, this is why I wanted Josh here. So we'll leave that, we'll table that question. Now I'm going to go back to January 16th. You guys released, where did my notes go? I should know your songs by heart, but I mean, I got pressured into getting a beer for myself. I pressured myself. Neptune, there it is, and it's right here in my face. It just dropped on January 16th. How the hell did you guys record it? And it sounds fucking amazing. How did you three record it? How long have you been separated? That's what I should ask first. How long have you been separated?
No, we continue to move. This recording in my home in Italy.
Oh, it was.
Recording us.
So you guys were together when you were able to record.
Yeah, recording us with our machine. Our production.
Oh, perfect.
Creep Studio.
I love that. So what are you guys doing in Brooklyn? What's the deal in Brooklyn?
Well, I grew up in Philadelphia, and I go between Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and Milan.
I want your life.
It's chaos.
We are in Brooklyn because yesterday we married.
We got married yesterday.
Congratulations! Oh, hell yeah! Cheers! Congrats!
I'm in exile in Brooklyn. I can't come back in Italy. Because I want green card, and I have a long process for.
So you want to be a U.S. citizen, even with all the shit that I love that, you know, and I'd love to get your perspective on that choice. Now, what about you, Tiger? Are you a citizen in Milan?
No, make a citizen in Italy, or can fly it when we want.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
There's been a lot of this like stupid, you know, tourist visa thing. So we were just like, you know what? We're gonna make this proper. So that way he's gonna get the, you know, US citizenship and I'll get the Italian citizenship, and it's easier.
That's hot. It's dual citizenship. That's dope. Like life goals. What about you, Francesca? Do you want to become a citizen of the US, or are you happy where you are? You and I are supposed to meet in Europe.
I want to go away from Italy. Please take me away from Italy.
Marco says that too. He's like, I don't feel like I fit in here.
Saturnalia the same have his room here, her room.
Oh, yeah. You guys have
when arrives, she has a room.
That's sick. Do I have a room?
Yeah.
Of course. You come to Brooklyn, you have a place to stay.
Based, we are Milan, Brooklyn. We are where necessity jig. We move.
Oh man, that's awesome. See, I still love to hear that people want to be a part of the United States after all the shit that we've been through since we've been a nation.
Yeah, right.
But especially in this last, generation, or this last 4 years. I'm like, why would anybody want to fucking come here? Like, these
Michelle, no think is in Italy is better.
And see, and you know, it's funny how the perception is, oh, Italy's got their shit together. The United States sucks. But then when I actually speak, it's all a matter of media, what the media projects, and it's all, you know, it's all bullshit. But it's funny to me because I'm like, people are like, where are you moving to? And they think that I'm actually, the way I talk, I'm like, oh, she's gonna go buy a castle in Transylvania or Romania. I wish. No, I'm just moving to Oregon because I want rain. So California, I've been here my whole life. It's sunny all the fucking time, and it hurts when you're goth. Okay, like the sun hurts.
Okay.
So I'm like,
You want rain?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the rain.
Are you born in California, Michelle?
What's that?
You born in California?
Yes, and I was born in Hollywood, no less.
Yeah.
Born and raised here. So yeah, it's a lot of sun. And my son just texted me, why do old white people always have to say hello? Again, living in the United States. But yeah, I was born and raised here. So I love LA, but I also love weather. And I also love not so much sunshine. It gets hot here.
Yeah.
So when you guys do come to LA at some point, I'll meet you here. But just know you don't need a lot of clothes. And the leather hurts. It actually burns through. I remember when I was 18, I was wearing leather and it burned through my skin. Like I got like a burn. So yeah, it's California. Now, what was the influence behind Neptune, which you guys just dropped a few weeks ago? What you recorded it all together, which was what I was wondering. I'm like, the way Josh put it, he made it sound like you guys were Francesca, you were in Italy all the time, and you two have been in Brooklyn the whole pandemic. Like you guys have been separated the whole time. I didn't know you guys are actually together. So
no, I'm here right here 3 months ago.
Okay, so it hasn't been okay, perfect. So it hasn't been that long. And what about merch? Do you guys have merch on the table for 2021? Is that Josh's job?
Hopefully. Yes, but hopefully yes. I don't know.
I wanted
We
to.
will see. That's a mystery too.
First merchandise we'll have is a vinyl.
Yes, which yeah, we're saying it. We're doing
We'll
it
have a
just so
45.
everyone watching knows. The Mysterics is getting vinyl done.
Yeah.
Only vinyl.
Yep. Only
I'm
vinyl.
so stoked. And I love that because Josh is like, he's working his ass off on it too. It's pretty cool. Like the whole process, learning it and him actually letting me in on all of that. So how exciting. Do we know when that's actually dropping? When it's gonna like be a physical entity that we can purchase?
Well, no, understand, sorry.
When is the vinyl release? When is it finished?
I think this summer.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's
summer,
actually perfect.
I think.
You know what we should do too to celebrate? We should come up with some kind of Mysterics cocktail. Like a little recipe. Let me write that down. That would be really cool. Like release it with the vinyl, like put a little recipe in there. And then you could have like, hopefully we can be celebrating together and
That's
have
cool.
have that drink together and totally post it on social media.
Very cool.
Let's make a drink. There's a guy you guys might be interested in. I'll send you the link later. His name is, hold on, Sex and Monsters. Will Penny is the artist and writer of Sex and Monsters, and I'll send you his link and I'll send it to Josh too. But he puts out really cool like tiki horror like little comics and recipes, and he's the one who actually got me into like the whole surf music, but I've always been into it. But he's like, do you know how to make it horror? And I'm like, no. And I said horror. So I'll send you guys his link, but that would be kind of fun, a little circle collab or whatnot.
Yeah. Cool.
So let's see here. What else do I have next on my list of gobbledygook? So for 2021, vinyl coming summer. Hopefully we can get you guys on tour and play your first show. I really hope to see that come June or July. So what are you going to do in the meantime? Other than the fact that consummate your marriage and all that.
some video, and I wait when Carol start to play to organize.
Yeah.
We are in waiting. I think
Oh.
all band now is in waiting.
So what do you guys do to pass the time in the meantime? Saturnalia, I see your Instagram. You're always posting like all these fun pictures, and I'm like, are you having fun, or are these all memories? Because fuck, I want your life. What are you doing to pass the time?
Well, I'm actually living on memories right now because we are in lockdown, so we cannot do anything as you. And I don't know, I always think about what I've been doing my whole life and what felt normal and now feels scary, because if you went to a live concert in 2019, that was, fucking normal,
Mhm.
and now it feels like a little bit scary, like a little bit I don't know, like an hazard.
Yeah.
So it's a strange feeling, and I don't like that, but I just hope it will solve the situation will solve as soon as possible.
Right. Now explain to us a little bit about Italy's lockdown, because I'm trying to capture like how is this working, because all I've had was, following Clone Culture and Tragic Vision, because I'm trying to, because they're in the same boat and whatnot, and they're based in Milan, and I'm like, how, I'm trying to understand your lockdown compared to our lockdown, and I need to know what's going on in Brooklyn too, because I've been limiting the news since we got that fucker out of office. And so I'm like, oh, good, I can breathe a little bit, but not really. But I'm also trying to limit the news, because right now it's all bullshit. I just want to know what's up with the Rona. So you guys are in lockdown in Italy. But then I'm also seeing that it's like weird. It's like 2 weeks at a time. How is it working for you guys? So
Well,
you're on complete lockdown right now.
I'd like to explain you in a detailed way, but the problem is that the rules keep changing every 1 or 2 weeks. So it's nothing, you cannot be expecting something for the next week. You just sit there and wait for the government to talk about the new rules. So you might be closed in your room for, I don't know, for a month, and then be free to go wherever you want the next day. And it's something I feel like very big bullshit, because it's not the right way to front the situation.
I am so with you. Okay, so it's happening in Italy too, where it's like, oh, you just told us that we have no ICU capacity. Oh, but go ahead, let's open up the dine outs.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. So no wonder why everyone's losing their fucking shit. So how do you pass the time when you're stuck in your room?
Yeah.
I just play guitar, I just listen to music, I just watch horror movies, and I don't know, just think about the past and hope it will return as soon as possible.
Yeah, and as soon as it does, no fucking shit. I keep saying like, oh, we were so gross before. Like, do you remember mosh pits? Like touching each other and all that. Now I'm like
sweat from the other people, the spits and everything else. But I miss it.
I miss it too. I'm like, sweat in my mouth, but don't. Like, can we find a way to socially mosh pit? No, just put a mask on. What about you guys? How are you? Well, we know what you guys are doing to pass the time, if you'd like to share. But how's it going in Brooklyn?
It's more or less the same, honestly. It's very, everything's changing. Every 2 weeks it's changing.
It's different to Italy. It's a little different to Italy.
I feel like we're more relaxed here.
Yeah, many person without a mask, many person.
Yeah.
In Italy, you go without a mask, you pay penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50% don't have a mask. It's closed the restaurant, you use the takeaway and the bar, but everything maybe is open.
Yeah, but the restaurants, their indoor dining is closed. They have outdoor dining, which is, but they're opening indoor dining again on Valentine's Day.
Only this restriction. For the rest, the person is around.
Yeah.
Such horseshit.
Any person without the mask, many.
I couldn't believe I went for a walk in the park yesterday for the first time in a long time. And I couldn't believe it after it was like 3:00 p.m. and all these kids ran to the park, no masks. And I'm going, this is why we can't get out of this shit. A lot of the restaurants here are, you know, I want to support a lot of them too, you know, because this is really sad. But they weren't, what's that?
Michelle, without a mask, because sometimes you can see one person with a mask down.
Right.
Okay, but they have a mask. But here, many person without a mask.
They don't give a fuck. They don't care. And it's sick. That's why I won't go to restaurants, because I'm like, even with the outdoor dining,
nothing. You can go inside some shop or underground, but you going underground, I have some person without a mask. The same on the train. Yeah, sometime or homeless without a mask.
Yeah, well, they can't help it. And that's another thing that I'm also worried about is the homeless population, which seems to be boosting. And this is why we need music more than ever. You know, we don't need any more successful people. We don't need any more business motherfuckers. We don't need any more of that. We need artists, music. We need musicians. We need artists. We need people, healers. We need to heal. And I think you guys are on the right track with your risque tunes. And, you know, you guys are on the, you'll get there. Live shows will come back. We'll make sure of it. It's already planned. Just know that the fans are rooting for you guys. You know? So what about your fan base? Tell us more about the love from the fans that tell us about the funniest fan that you've encountered so far, besides me.
You.
I unfortunately met, or luckily, I don't know. But anyway, I've been contacted by a man, I don't know if it was like last year or months ago, that saw the post about Pleasure of Pain and keep telling me something about fetish latex leather things and like, yeah, I know it's good and it's cool things, but I'm not talking about that right now. So
the men are so fun, aren't they? They're so entitled. And you have, sometimes I'm laughing at them. I'm like, you can tell these poor dudes are just so bored and they have nothing to do. Like men, when they're left to their devices, it's like it's almost dangerous. Like, you're like, what? So it's funny that you had you got approached by one of them. I'm not, it doesn't surprise me either, but I think and that's what happens when you put out like, you know, sex positive or sex charged anything. I mean, I could post a picture of myself. My kids accused me of having too much boob on my Instagram, and I'm like, what? Shit. I don't know, I just think it's really funny. What about you guys? Have you encountered some weird fans yet?
Well, honestly, we're just kind of blown away that we have a fan base.
Isn't it funny? I really think that people are more drawn. I hope that they're more drawn to, you know, independent music. And especially the newer stuff, because newer fans or newer bands get it so hard. They had it so hard before the pandemic. Like, you guys were out there trying to like, hello, we're here, notice us, and nobody was paying attention, right? Like, I think with this whole shift with 2020, what it's teaching us is to pay attention to the work that goes behind, you know, that live show. Look at the work that goes behind writing the music, and, you know, what does it take, like months to put a song together sometimes. So that stuff, I think that's really important to highlight. You're so funny. You're like, I'm just happy we have one. Have a fan base. Now I'm looking at your background. Tell me more about your love of horror films.
This is Rubber Roses.
I love it.
This?
Yeah, this is
my favorite record shop in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, so they were like cool with you using that, but that's really cool.
It's a big.
We just took it off the internet.
I do that too, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, but this is the best record shop in New York, the best.
Why do you love it so much?
Only Rubber Roses is my favorite.
What is it? Have you been going there for a long time?
Because I have a record, good record, good condition, use it, very cheap, good price. It's not a joke.
I love that.
The rest of New York is a joke.
I was gonna say, how do you choose like a favorite pizza place? How do you choose a favorite record store with all the options? I think LA is overwhelming. I can imagine. I've
because
never been to New York.
I see all record shop in New York, maybe, and I know what is the best.
You're
Well,
like, I know. This is the best one.
yeah, many shop is a joke, is a kidding.
They market up stuff too.
Many
It's all
many record stores are kidding.
I know we have Amoeba here that's real prominent on the West Coast, and they have they left their original store in LA, Hollywood, and they were in the process of moving to a larger location, and then the pandemic slowed everything down. But yeah, back to horror films. So what do you like about horror movies, and what would you say your favorite horror films are?
Horror movie?
Mm-hmm.
Ma mi ama on the classic Alien.
Ooh.
Yeah, this type of things. Alien is one of my favorite movie.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good horror sci-fi. I love Ripley. Have you watched I need a xenomorph, or the what are they called? The one that lays the egg. What is it? The face hugger. They have them for sale. They could just hang on your wall. You can throw it at a kid. I'm gonna get one of those. If you like Alien, I have some more recommendations for you.
Oh yeah, we watch Alien a lot in this house.
Italian, you know Dario Argento?
Yes, I do.
He likes so much.
Yeah.
I don't like to presume, because it's un-American. You know, it's like politically correct to assume, do Italians love Fulci? Do they love Dario Argento? I don't want to like presume.
A lot of deep bread.
Oh, so
the bread is the best.
Oh, you know what else I like that someone turned me on to last year? A lady who makes my tea. She's so dope. She's a really cool witch. Was The Cemetery Man. Fucking what's the actual name of it? Hold on. Maybe you'll know when I say the name. What's up? You're back?
Yeah.
The Cemetery Man. Sorry, I have to share this with you guys like right now, or I'll forget. Cemetery Man.
You talking about that cemetery?
No.
Van Helsing?
Shut up. I was recording. Okay, well, on IMDb, it's still listed as a Cemetery Man. I'm going to send you guys a link. Check it out, but they called it something else. But it is an Italian horror film. It's like a really fucked up love story, and I love it. But what about you, Francesca? I mean, Saturnalia. What's your favorite horror movie? What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't want to be like not deep or expected, but my favorite horror movie is Shining, and I watched it like more than 40 times.
That's a good one. And what do you know the whole story behind how they made that film, like the torture that Stanley Kubrick put them through? Fucking I hate it, but I'm like, that movie's like legend.
It's super fascinating.
You know, scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, just from the facial expressions and the music. That's all it was. It scared the shit out of me. And even now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it scared the fuck out of me as a kid. And nowadays I'm just like, look at how artful. It still gives me the willies, but such a good fucking film. The book is great too. And I think it's really funny. Stephen King hated the film. And I'm like, it was such a good film though. I love it. It's a staple in my household. So I don't think that's cliche or typical or anything, because it is a classic. I don't get Alien a lot. You know, a lot of people, oh yeah, we love Alien, but I don't get it as much as I'd like. But The Shining is also a really good choice.
Have you seen Blood for Dracula?
I have not.
Check it out.
Let me write it down because I'll forget.
It's
kind of a Dracula snob.
Udo Kier as Dracula. He's excellent. And then I think it was an Andy Warhol produced film.
Oh, so it was good. I will check that one out.
Watch it for free on YouTube.
Perfect. That's how I had to watch The Cemetery Man, which is fine because I don't know, it gives it that old school feel anyhow. Like, you know, it's not perfect. HD fucking, I miss VHS. I miss all that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
We just got a VHS TV player.
Sick. I need to find one because my husband's all digital. You know, he's an IT guy. And so we have sometimes I'm like, this is why we're lazy fat fucks, because we have a remote that does everything for us. So I'm like, I miss getting up and like pushing the buttons, and I miss having to rewind. Yes.
This is our VHS remote for the television.
It's perfect.
It took me weeks to find it. They're not easy to find.
No, they're not. I actually met an artist who's actually hollowing out VHS, and remember the VHS TV combos?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what
He
it is.
hollows them out, and that's
Yeah.
sick. I want to put it in the kitchen. That's what I want it for.
He's hollowing them out and then doing what with
He
them?
puts horror movie scenes into them, like with
Oh.
little figurines and shit. So it's cool, but I'm like, but you're kind of like getting rid of the VHS. The things, and my kids have no idea. I remember that recently they figured out what a commercial was. I was like, you guys have no clue.
Get a landline, put a Super 8 film camera in their hand, and
They would love that,
get some analog in that house.
right? I would love that. Sometimes I wonder if I remember even how to use any of it. It'll come back, right?
Just get a automatic Super 8 camera that's battery operated with an automatic light meter, and then get a daylight spool. You just pop it in, and
I'm
that's
gonna
it.
do it. Or what I'd
Yeah.
love to see is you guys make it. You mentioned a video. Speaking
Yeah.
of which,
You have
that's a really good
Shudder,
idea.
Michelle? You
Huh?
use Shudder? You use Shudder?
Yeah, I
Shudder.
do. I love Shudder.
Yeah,
Yeah, super.
we love Shudder.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys have it. Saturnalia, do you
Yeah.
guys have that in Italy, in Milan? It's available worldwide, isn't it?
I
That's
don't know.
Shudder, it's like $6 a month. Well, I can't do conversions, but it's super cheap. Okay. And you get thousands of horror
Wow.
films, and from the shittiest, dumbest thing you could think of.
Then
Oh, it's
Netflix
awesome.
for horror. Is Netflix for horror.
Basically,
that's awesome.
it's so dope. Like I love the new, they have originals. So in addition to independent music, I'm also trying to highlight a lot of independent horror films, which Shudder does. Like
Yeah.
they're giving a lot of unknown directors and writers and actors and everything the platform, and it's a huge platform.
Yeah.
And it's just strictly horror films, but all the subgenres too. Like you get trash horror, you get porn horror, you get comedy horror, you get everything.
Yeah.
And you get sci-fi. And I love the fact that they actually they give it to everyone. Like everyone has a chance, and the shit they put on there is fucking excellent. That'll
Yeah.
pass your time away. I lost months at the beginning of quarantine on Shudder.
Yeah.
It definitely passes the time, and then you're gonna see a lot of fucked up shit, and then you're gonna call me and go, why did I see that? We're gonna have to talk. Like, what's the craziest thing you've seen on there so far?
What was that? The craziest thing that we've seen on Shudder.
Mm.
Did we see Green Room on Shudder? I don't know if Green Room was on Shudder or
That
what
movie
was that?
surprised me.
What, Green Room?
Yes.
That was, it was intense.
I wasn't expecting it to be a horror film. Like,
Yeah.
was-
What was that one with the car?
remember.
Down road or down? It was just like one set. I don't know if
was it the
like,
chick where she was stuck in the car? Were they stuck in the car?
they were all stuck in the car. They
Yeah.
had a shooter from
For the trees.
from the trees.
Fuck. No, I'm thinking of a different one. Fuck.
This one was really
This is
wild.
very cool,
The-
very cool. And the final is very, very
Send me the
Very
link
cool.
for that one.
Yeah.
Let me write that down too. Send
the
me
original Shadow is original.
original Shutter flick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember the title.
I think it was Down Road or something like that. I don't remember.
I'm gonna put this here. Send link for. But yeah, Francesca, you should totally check it out.
Yeah.
It'll pass the time. It might give you guys some inspiration too for some new song material. Maybe write a song for Shudder and get a whole gig going.
That's the goal.
Damn,
We
I
wanna get our-
love
that's
when I
the
do
goal.
this. Came up with all these ideas and like send make a pitch to Shudder. If
We
you
would
like
love that.
Creep Show too, I loved Creep Show, the original Creep Show. I did a cool Jordy Vera with boobs cosplay. I love horror anthologies. I love when there's like more than one story. So they
Okay.
released a really cool animated series. Well, it wasn't animated. The one show was animated, but they have a whole Creep Show series.
Okay.
So there was one put out in 2019, the glitch year, and then there was one they put out in 2020, and then a really fun Christmas special that was just ridiculous, 80s cheese shit. And it was so awesome though. So good.
Oh, what was that HP Lovecraft film that we saw? Which one? It was what was it called?
I don't remember.
It was wow.
That's a lot of, that's like,
It was like the
Reanimator.
Reanimator.
yes, classic. And I love the sex in that film, and I love all the practical shit. Like, I love the boobs, and again, I could give you horror facts about that film, but that is one of my other favorite ones. Because it's 80s shit, and it's just out wonky, out of like H.P. Lovecraft would shit his pants if he'd seen what's going on with his work right now. Now,
I think he had some balls to make that film.
Right?
In the 80s. Balls.
In the 80s, no less. And there was the main doctor lost his whole marriage got fucked up after that movie. Like, he got divorced and everything.
Doesn't surprise me.
Right? It was so gross.
I mean, I was just like, I watched it from a distance, and I was just like the whole time.
I'm going to shoot some stuff your way to keep you guys busy in the weeks that you're not able to create or to, do anything as far as music goes. Now, looking at all of your artwork from your Instagram profile, where does all this come from? Like, you guys have vision. Like, I love it. Hold on here. Let me go right back to your artwork. And I'll put this up on the website. Let's see here. This is what I love. I don't know if it'll show up on my phone, but I will put it up on the website. Come on. No, it doesn't want to show. There it is.
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's a homie from Brooklyn, Cadillac Jack.
Love it.
She is an amazing artist. Amazing.
Oh,
she does performance art. I met her in this at a party, and she was doing this thing called psychotic surgery, right? And it was literally like, it was a blood fest. It was like a performance art piece that she had done, and she would bring a patient into psychosurgery room, and it was just like, she had a whole team of like mad doctors and mad nurses, and it was just like very cool. I met her actually before that, but this was one of the things that inspired me the most, her artwork. So check her out. Cadillac Jack.
Oh yeah, I think I just clicked it, right? Did I tag?
Yeah.
Not tag, but followed.
She's a wonderful artist. Amazing.
Oh, that's dope. I love that. I love how a whole band actually becomes a family. You have your artist, you have your label, you have each other. It's one big happy family. You have the fans, you have the venues. And just to kind of close this out too, with 2021, hoping that we can get immunized and we can get herd immunity going, and just being careful and just getting back to some sense of, I don't want to say normalcy, but definitely we need our music, we need our live shows.
Yeah.
When you're laying there at night thinking about playing live, what venue comes to mind like you would like ultimately love to play in? Where would you love to play?
Oh, I would love to play the 930 Club in DC.
Ooh.
And probably
Surfer Joe Festival.
Surfer Joe, obviously.
High Tide Festival.
There is a venue in Paris that I think it was Oh my God, I'm blanking the name.
That's fine.
Let me think about this for a second. I got to remember the name of this venue.
No, that's my brain. I get it. What about you, Francesca?
Well, I think the same idea as they bring it up. I think the same. So the Surfy Festival and the High Tide Summer Festival
I love
in
it.
the US.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the creepiest places in the world. I want to be there.
I love
wanna
that
play
about
my
you.
music.
I love
Yeah.
that about you. I feel like you, especially, you know, I think all of us would get along so well, but I feel like you and I will have some really good, ridiculous times in the shittiest places, like, and just
Yeah.
make it
My
fun.
life.
You know, I love that.
Okay, I thought of the venue.
Yes, what is it?
It's David Lynch has a secret venue in Paris called Silencio.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, this is where I want to play.
I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where's he? I was just thinking of him. Silencio. I'm gonna look that up too. I was just thinking about him.
My dream is playing the graveyard. Make a concert in the graveyard.
That's
Yeah.
sick too. Why does that surprise me? In a graveyard.
Well,
Festival.
having a concert in a crypt could be even better because there is a lot of reverb then. And, you know, I don't know, I would like to bring the voice of the dead people from my amplifier, right?
That would
From
be like there's people in like, did you hear that particular sound? And it was like some ghost, you know, like jamming out. I would think that the spirits would appreciate, would appreciate the tunes.
I would just plug my guitar and say, okay, come on, people, go out, come out.
I'm all
Tell
about
me
that.
whatever you want to tell.
I am so with you
Your
on that.
moment to express yourself.
If you get drunk one night and it's not locked down and you decide, hey, I'm gonna go do it real quick, just make sure you FaceTime me, okay?
I
Video.
will bring you with me.
Please. We're meeting in Europe. That's right, remember? Or we're meeting in London.
Yes.
Oh my God, you guys are fucking awesome.
And Michelle, I'll start your passion for Halloween, creepy things, or
How did I come into it?
yeah, I'll grow up this passion.
I just, you know what's funny is I've been told my whole life, like, Halloween's just a holiday. You know, like you can't do Halloween and Christmas. You can't get over it. Halloween is something I think since I was little, I think about it all year long. You know, I'm like the candy, the feeling, the colors. Like there was a point in time I was told I can't wear orange in February. So basically, as I've gotten older and I've matured and I'm just done fucking living with everyone else's expectations and living under like, I don't know, it happened when Trump got elected. I had this huge awakening and I felt like the divine feminine, you know, just rising up and going, fuck all this shit. You don't have to be a certain way to be happy. Do you? The weirder the better, the dirtier the better, well, not pandemic dirty, but you know, the dirtier the better, sexual expression. And then there's Halloween. So it's funny, I just love the holiday so much. I love horror movies. I love music. That's why surf music for me is the shit I heard with the Munsters and the Ghastly ones. And you know what I mean? It's spooky. And I'm like, I'm all about it. I actually am eating Halloween candy all year fucking long. I save that shit. It's my favorite candy. I just love the colors. I love the way it feels. I love the food even. I'm a seasonal witch. You know, I love embracing each season except for fucking summer because it's hot. But I just love Halloween. And with that comes, it's kind of like a band for me. I'm my own band. I love the art that it projects. I love the community. The horror community is, you know, millions of weirdos all in one environment. It's social media, but the most accepting kind of people. I don't like normal people. I can't work well with normal folks. You know, I do me. I can't. Can you get out of my bathroom? So I can speak freely. I You know, when my kids were little, I used to love, you know, being that mom, you know, with the stroller, pushing them through the stroller with the Halloween store. And people were like, your kids are going to be scarred for life. I'm like, yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, you know, they grow up with horror and Halloween and skeletons and dead corpses and not real ones, maybe. I have coffins. My bookshelf is a coffin. My liquor cabinet is a coffin. And it's not, you know, it's not like I hate death or anything, or I'm like all about death, but I'm also a goth. So I like the darker side of things. So that's just where I come from it. And like a band, like I was saying, because I always go off on a million different tangents. When it comes to Halloween, it's the colors, it's the smells, it's the food, it's the music, okay? It's the makeup, it's the art. And there's so many art forms. Like there's makeup artists who turn people into monsters. There's artists who created the posters behind you in your green screen little thing. Seeing movies that we love come to life. Like it's just
haunted houses?
Good. And the haunted houses, oh my God, California last year and all over the country saved Halloween, the one holiday, because I don't give a shit about all the other holidays. I like Christmas, but to me, Halloween was saved by the fans last year. We didn't get to do our traditional things like Not Scary Farm or Universal Studios, but we did. You know, we just it was just different. But then all the houses all over the country. But Southern California is the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It really is when it comes to Halloween stuff. The home haunters, I mean, they endured 1,000-degree weather, wildfires, devastating hurricane-like winds, and they still put their shit out in their front yard. And I mean, one dude even put a ship, like a whole sunken ship, kind of like a homage to the Queen Mary, in his front yard for people. No candy, but just like pictures and just to get that Halloween feel. So, I mean, I love the mazes. I usually, when they were open, Not Scary Farm is my favorite. And you know, it's a family event, so I'd go with my kids and whatnot. And I'm at the line, like just waiting to run into the and my kids think I'm crazy, and I'm always drunk. So they're like, oh, Mom, it's fucking annoying. Like, if you don't run, you're not going to get in line real quick. So I just fucking love Halloween. I love spooky shit. I love spooky music. And that's just me.
My daughter in Italy, Daniela, is born in Halloween.
Hey, tell her to talk to me. We could bring her here. I would love to see what is Halloween like in Italy? Like, is it as poppin' as it is here?
No, not popular. Arrive last 10 years in Italy.
Like, nothing's so boring in Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, we have beauty everywhere, but it's like,
Well, you know, we have the church in Italy, so since we have the church in Italy, some things are seen like blasphemy and
a little Puritan, a little bit of a Puritan vibe.
Unclean.
We are stuck in 2000 AC.
I see. That's a good perspective.
I want to go out from Italy.
Oh, see, I've never heard that before. Like, oh, it's the church, you know, kind of overrun by the goddamn church. I'll say I grew up Christian. Fuck all that shit. No offense, I mean, or all of the offense, but there's just, to me, it's just more forms of slavery. It's oppressing the music, it's oppressing people in general. Aren't you happier just being who you are? Like, fuck it. You know, the church is always like, sex is bad. You should save it for husband and wife. You know, I'm having sex way before I got married, you know? So it's what it is. And I'm a nicer person, the less horny. When I'm like sated as a horny person, when I'm not horny, I'm kind of like, you know how they're like, men are full of testosterone, so they're aggressive and they need to get laid. I'm the same way, but I'm female, you know? I'm like, I don't give a shit. If I'm horny, everyone's gonna pay until I get some. So
one day, I'll tell you about my story, my story of my erotic moment on the altar in front of a group of ministers. One day I'll tell you.
I cannot wait to hear this story. Should I be scared? They didn't hurt you, did? Well, we'll get into that story. I just
No,
thought,
they didn't. I think I changed their mind of becoming priests. I think that after that moment, they probably changed their idea.
they probably should have. That should be an outreach project. So you think you want to be a priest or nun? Let us help you not become one. Indulge in your sexual desires, or else you're going to end up doing something really shitty later on in life. But how do you break free from those traditions? Did you guys all grow up religious or anything? How do your families react to your music and your art form? Do they just go,
No. No.
nothing?
No, it's okay. My family is very okay.
That's rad though. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you,
My
Francesca?
father is a musician.
So as long as you're playing music.
My father plays saxophone.
Oh, okay. So you come from a family of musicians.
Yeah, my father play.
That's hot. Like father, like son. I love it.
Yeah, but my father make a 60, 67, 68, this period, play many band, yeah.
Ooh. And so he's fine with the music. He doesn't care that it's, talking about with the hot ass Betty Page on the, on a bench, handling the man. Corpses. Do any of your families give you shit? No one? Is everyone supportive?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't even think mine. They know what. They're just glad I'm doing something.
I love that. I love it. What about you, Francesca?
No, my parents are supportive. They actually don't like the pleasure of pain with the voices. They prefer the version without the voices, but that's not what we're talking about.
It's funny. I remember when we were kids, my parents would make me close my eyes during sex scenes, for movies, and I'd be like always trying to look. But even still now, they were surprised a couple of years ago. We were drunk and we were at dinner in a casino, and I'm like, my dad kept feeding me drinks, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna keep talking the way I talk. And they were like, you watch porn? And I'm like, you don't? Like, what's wrong with your marriage? Nothing. I mean, we're fucking rad. I don't know what's wrong with yours. Why aren't you watching porn? Hey, porn's boring as shit now. I'm bored of that. I never thought I'd say that my entire life, having to be a child in the 80s trying to watch it, and it was so restricted back then. We had to pay for it. My parents were going to pay for it. And now it's like so available.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, pay-per-view, Showtime, and I remember it was like static, and that's all we got.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I have scoured through Pornhub, and I've looked up things that I didn't think I'd ever look up and I'm so bored with it. I can't do it anymore. So I'm doing my own adventure and listening to Pleasure of Pain.
Nice.
My husband was like,
Got the point then.
yeah, right. I remember the first time I was listening to it, I had it up really loud because I don't know what I was doing. I was in my room, I was working on something, and he came in, he's like, damn, like, what are you watching? The kids are in school, and I'm like, put my AirPods in. I know, you guys are fucking awesome. Stay on for a second. I'm actually going to cut the recording off. And so, ladies and gents who are watching, you'll see here on my website links to find the Mysterics. And make sure you check out Altered State of Reverb. Josh, thanks for trying to join us. We love you, and thank you for everything.
We love
and
Josh.
I'm going to actually stop the recording.